Welcome to the show. It's the Money&Markets show, and I'm Charles Boji, your host. Now, everyone can agree that we are contending with hard economic times. These have not only affected the economy in general, but households specifically. And one of the silver bullets many are pointing at is the agricultural sector to get the country back on track. But this has to be looked at in a different way. We know that Ugandans that are participating in this sector are doing it at a subsistence level. Now, experts are pointing to the fact that we need to up the game in this particular area. And government has one of the policies, the warehouse receipt systems policy, meant to actually change the game in agriculture from production to storage up to the market and trading. And today, in our first segment, the boardroom, we're looking at how this intervention is actually coming in to change the game across the agricultural value chain.
A successful one needs availability of the product. The Grain Council, we have built all these warehouses. We need the product. Some of us have gone into production, most of us not. Where is the product to be traded? So we need organized production. We need the cooperative movement to be strong. We are ready to buy, but we cannot buy 5 bags in people's houses. Our trucks can buy from cooperatives and some community collection centers. Informality of trade. This is from the Grain Council perspective. We cannot have a successful warehouse receipt system in a country where informality of trade is the business of the day.
There are various conflicting interests in trade, whatever the commodity is. There is the interests of the people selling, the depositors. Are they going to be paid? 2, the people who are buying, are they going to get the qualities that they are buying, that they paid for? The third probably is the interests of the people who are depositing and the financiers. Is the price right? The exchange provides a trading platform, virtual trading platform, that guarantees 3 things. 1, and I'll say that because I'm currently providing technical support to the Uganda Commodity Exchange to set up a commodity segment. The price discovery that the exchange provides to all the stakeholders is a key ingredient around the thinking that these people must have put into this process. The second is the delivery. The exchange guarantees delivery of quality. Now there are various aspects with quality. There's the warehouse quality. There's the quality of the people who are sampling, weighing, and all of that. There's the quality of the equipment. The weighing scales, weights and measures, are they calibrated, the firefighting equipment and all of that. There is the quality of the warehouse management systems, the processes and all of that. Now the exchange guarantees to the person who is buying that the quality will be delivered on a trade. Now, the exchange has designed a model where the collateral management process, the collateral management function, the cost is taken by the exchange. So the people who are depositing do not have to meet this cost because it is a function of the exchange insofar as it is going to deliver on that guarantee of quality.
definitely there's need to have policies in place that, yes, we are a food basket, but 3/4 of literally what goes out of here is not under specific regulation in terms of quality and standards. And if we look at what has happened with our coffee, is a very good example. Our coffee prices and the farmers are thriving because you cannot export a bag of coffee out of this country without it going through some form of processing, without it being standardized. Why aren't we doing that for grain?
In any economy, external markets are very critical because they bring in resources into that particular economy. Now, Uganda has spared no effort in this particular area. And of course, the latest is the Congo market, where the country has really gone into bilateral talks with that country to see that Ugandan produce can be sold there. Now, the issue of standards is critical whenever someone talks about exports or externalizing the markets.
One of the challenges we are facing, especially in our export promotion, is that people continue to doubt our standards. And I think one of the things that we are going to focus on is building confidence in the products that we produce here.
This is coming at a time when the country is staring at a big balance of trade deficit on one side and a fairly big export market potential partly offered by AGOA and the Africa Continental Free Trade Area on the other. But as the push for standards happens, there are areas that the Trade Ministry still feels should be addressed by the country's standards body, the Uganda National Bureau of Standards.
You find a man with a shop with goods which don't conform to the standards, and you take them away. The fellow person was making a living, he went and bought them from a certain place. And what's still, that project they are confiscating, you find a label, UNBS. In other words, they are choosing themselves. You can't give somebody a standard and he puts a label there, and then you go and confiscate his business, and he loses money in that process. He's not the one who made it. It is you who made it, because you have stuck that stamp. This stamp is very common on everything.
Those tasked with the standards promotions and enforcement are asking to be more resourced to enable them deliver to the market's expectations.
With the national quality infrastructure capacity at about 40%, the Bureau will continue to face difficulties in supporting the private sector in terms of laboratory testing capacity and the quality certification of products, as well as elimination of substandard goods on the market.
Those were the views of the previous director at the Uganda National Bureau of Standards. But beyond the long-term testing infrastructure challenges, the Bureau is also struggling with operational resource gaps.
He continued to say that the funding of the Bureau needed to be increased so as to recruit and increase staff to 640, so as to provide 24/7 services. And in his estimation, the funding required was approximately 160 billion shillings per annum for the next 5 years. The total amount available to UNBS is within the range, just slightly above about 60 billion a year.
So as the country recognizes the importance of standards in building a strong export docket, resources have to be committed for the purpose, more so at the time when Uganda is pursuing an import substitution trade strategy. We will now take a very short commercial break. Money&Markets will continue after this break.